Gentlemen, you both received your instructions in the dressing room, so you both know what I expect. A good, clean, professional fight. Obey my commands. Protect yourself at all times. 10 rounds. Touch gloves. Good luck.
This is the second 10-rounder over Lindolfo Delgado's last 3 fights for Carlos Sanchez. He's 8-3 with 3 knockouts since starting his career, 17-0 with 16 knockouts. Okay. So it's the toughest stage of his career. 2 losses by stoppage. So we'll see how he can do against the very skilled and powerful Lindolfo Delgado.
You know, you're a prospect or, let's say, top contender. There's a lot of movement that's going around in your division. You have the top guys, the champions, the guys that are named. And you're looking for your opportunity to get a shot at the world championship. I was told early on, Tim, just continue to win and dominate your fights, and you will get an opportunity. I'm going to say this to these guys like Delgado, Murataya. There's other guys out there as well. Just continue to win and dominate the competition that they're putting in front of you, and their championship opportunity will come to you.
It's easier said than done in terms of keeping your patience, Tim, because especially for a fighter like Delgado, who was a Olympian from Mexico, who after the Omar Pollo Aguilar war that he won, was supposed to take that next step up, and it's been fight after fight after fight that they keep telling him, all right, just give me another one more. And so for him, he's like, you told me that against Aguilar. I mean,
he's 29 years old.
And that was in August of 2022.
Yes.
A year and a half ago.
Yeah, and I understand that. Again, a ton of movement going on up there. You know, fighters are not going to be willing to face you. You're undefeated. You're high risk, low reward. So guys that are at the top, they're looking for bigger fish to fry. They're looking at you like, man, you got to become the #1 contender. You want a shot at me? You got to be #1 contender to get a shot at me or get a shot at my title. And that's the position that he's in.
Then you get a guy like Devin Haney who becomes undisputed at lightweight. And the moment he moves up to 140, he's the top dog.
But how did Devin Haney get his belt?
Oh, he earned it.
Emailed.
Oh, come on.
No, listen to me. Emailed. Why? Because he was high risk, low reward at the time. Okay?
I mean, look, it was that whole franchise belt situation that happened with Lomachenko before he fought for the quote-unquote undisputed title against Teofimo Lopez.
But you want to know something? I realize that email champions are the truth. You want to know why? Because the top dogs don't want it. The top dogs don't want to see him. You know, you got Boots Ennis in the same room, email champion. We make fun of that statement, right? That email champion. However, they're feared. None of the top guys want to face these guys. And who else? Janet Beck as well. Same thing.
All right, in August of last year, Oscar Valdez suffered a decisive loss to Manuel Navarrete right here. And that took a big toll on him mentally and emotionally. 3-division champion Emmanuel Navarrete, that's nothing to be ashamed about.
There's nothing to be ashamed about, no. And his mentality has gotten him where he was, and it got him to where he is now. And his mentality should get him back on top, you know. However, I'll just say this, man. Again, I'll tell you, there's always somebody out there that's better than you. But as long as you're facing the best, you should be content with that, you being a fighter. Win, lose, or draw. You know where you stand.
You can't take anything away from Oscar Valdez because he puts his heart on the line every time, fights through busted ribs, fights through a broken jaw. If he's got an injured hand, it doesn't matter. This man will give you everything you ever wanted because he wants to be considered a modern-day gladiator, a modern-day Mexican great. He's got the heart to do just that.
Yes, he does.
Now he's in the locker room and he hopes the next time we see him, it'll be victorious and not losing in front of his hometown fans once again, because he was born in Nogales, Sonora, grew up in Tucson, Arizona, which is just about 125 miles away from Glendale, Arizona, where we are tonight. He doesn't want that bitter pill once again of defeat.
Well, at the end of that last round, you know, I want to show you folks something. And this is mentality right here, all right? That right there, that's like brother-in-law and right there at its finest. That is like sparring session mentality right there, touching gloves. You touch gloves at the beginning of the fight. There's no need to touch gloves after a round. You're my enemy. I'm trying to knock you out. What you touching gloves for?
Tim's
I just
not
think
big
to say
on
that.
sportsmanship.
Touching
No, I
gloves
get
at
it,
the
I get
end,
it.
bro. Like, no, I'm here to hurt you, bro. I'm not finna touch your glove. I touched it at the beginning, and I really didn't want to touch your glove at the beginning of the fight.
Say, my gloves are going to touch your face, not
Exactly.
your glove.
Exactly.
There's a respect, though, between these two fighters. I get it. You're competing in there. And for these next, 30 minutes, you're supposed to be enemies in the ring.
Well, the one thing, both of them carry punching power, but you can see, you know, Sanchez, he takes a little bit more risk. That means that he believes in his chin. You know, he believes that he can take a punch. He's not phased. He's trying to get in and get his. He's closing the distance behind his jab. The double jab is that. But I would say about a minute ago, I saw a feint that was thrown by Delgado, and I saw the right hand of Sanchez fall. I'm picturing the left hook later throughout the course of this fight. I know that Delgado took a picture. He does have a high ring IQ. He took a picture of that. Let's see if he can make him pay later down the line with the left hook.
There he went. There it is.
He looked for it.
He counter, though, from Sanchez.
You never want to throw a hook up in front like that.
Nope.
Your head on the A gap, and you just, oh, that's terrible. Competitive, but you got to respect Valle. And I think it was in the talk that talk, you know, Sinisa came off a little bit like disrespectful in a way. Listen to the way she spoke. And it's okay to be confident in your abilities, but you got to give credit when credit is due. Valle has earned every right to be in her position. You know, and you can be humbled easily because you're expecting her to not to be as good as she is. You think that you're better than her. However, sometimes that's not the case. And you get in there and you're weak-minded and she's stepping on the gas, you're going to find yourself in trouble.
That is a fight that on any other night could be the main event, would deserve to be the main event. That'll be the undisputed strawweight title fight. But for right now, it's Lindolfo Delgado contending against Carlos Sanchez, who's using angles, Tim, and the element of surprise to land some clean shots on Delgado.
I like Sanchez. Sanchez is standing his ground. He's not bagging out. He's bagging out just enough, but he's a good counterpuncher, very reactive type of fighter. So if you hit his gloves, he's going to be looking to strike in between your shots. See, like there, nice little short little body shot on the inside. And there it is, another counter, just taking advantage of the small holes and openings that Delgado is leaving with his hand positioning. See, Delgado, what he needs to do is he needs to find his rhythm. He hasn't found his rhythm yet. When the fighter starts to find his rhythm, starts getting in the groove, he's able to land and land consistently more often. He hasn't got himself in the groove just yet. And the way you do it is by establishing your jab. Once you get your jab working and it's start fighting at home, then you start getting the rhythm.
A short left hook there from Lindolfo, who had some success with a counter right hand moments before that, but he's keeping his cards close to the sleeve because Sanchez is making him work.
Sanchez is crafty. Besides getting caught with that jab right there, jabbing from mid-range, dangerous thing to do. But he's sneaking in small shots in between those punches, in between those gaps from Delgado.
Ooh, that was a short left hook from Delgado as Sanchez got a little too close. But it's Sanchez pushing Delgado back here in the early going of these first 3 rounds. Sanchez keeping his punches down and up. That's a leaping left hook from Sanchez, and Delgado tries to answer.
Yeah, that's what Sanchez is looking for. He'll shoot the jab, shoot the jab, shoot the jab, and he'll use the same mechanics, and then he'll shoot the left hook, stepping in behind with the left hook. But again, his head is directly on that line. A right hand will be the hook 9 times out of 10, twice on Sunday.
I'm interested to hear what Robert Garcia has to say to Lindolfo Delgado here after 3 rounds are in the books.
And you got to figure it out.
Yep.
You know, your corner is sitting from the outside. They're gonna give you their analysis, but you're the one in there actually doing it. And you got to figure it out, and you got to make adjustments on the fly. That's levels. Delgado right now is in that contender status. If he wants to go to the next level and be a champion someday, he's going to have to figure out these puzzles.
Nice left hook there from
And
Sanchez.
it's the same punch he keeps getting hit with. The same punch. Partially blocked, however, it's still the same punch sneaking by him. It's the lead left hook.
I love the honesty, too, of Robert saying you lost the first 2 rounds. This one was a better round, but it was still not definitive. Just not sugarcoating it for Delgado, and he's got to get into gear. He's got 10 rounds to work, but 3 of them are pretty much gone.
Rhythm's off from Delgado. Doesn't seem to be in a good rhythm. You know, I'm not sure how his training camp went, but he's a little off tonight. Usually he's a lot sharper, a lot more crisp, a lot more precise with his punches offense. Maybe he needs a few rounds to warm up. Right now, it's round 4. You got 10 rounds. He's going to have to win these next few rounds.
Oscar Valdez, the former 2-division world champion, inside his locker room, all smiles right now with the statue of Our Lady of Guadalupe. Nice overhand right there.
Timing
from Carlos Sanchez.
Sanchez got really good timing. He's sneaky, very crafty in his own way. It seems like he's out of range. He'll lead sometimes, and then there's times where he will actually wait, and he'll wait for you to punch, and then he will finally punch and try to look to catch you in between your shots. There he is leading right there. Just catching Delgado out of position, not doing nothing. I don't like the body language from Delgado tonight. I really don't.
No, I agree 100%.
Looks bewildered. Again, you know, seems like he's having a hard time figuring out the rhythm.
And Tim, you would expect, like, if it was a mover, a boxer who was making him chase him around the ring, he's right there to be hit. But Sanchez is just befuddling Lindolfo Delgado so far during this first 4 rounds.
He's beating him to the punch, and then he's punching when he's punching, like that, with that left hook.
There's got to be an answer for Delgado. He's got to figure out how to stop the best weapon that Sanchez has thrown all fight long, that left hook.
Well, you hold the phone with your right hand, you hold it up, and you use your jab. You start working your jab up and down with your jab. Once you start getting that jab working, you get him consistently looking for that jab, and he's looking to counter it. Then you look to counter his counter. That's how you set it up.
Sanchez showing a lot of confidence here, a very different body language that we're seeing from the underdog as compared to the undefeated favorite in Lindolfo Delgado through the first 12 minutes of this fight.
The dude told him to get on his jab. He likes that hook. You know, Delgado has to take that hook away. Don't allow it to be a factor in this fight.
It's the factor in this fight so far, Tim.
Yes.
And no answer from Lindolfo Delgado so far, the vaunted Mexican Olympian. I think maybe he expected Sanchez to be more of a Pollo Aguilar, a come forward, you know, just warrior, and he's not getting that. He's getting a smart fighter who's waiting on him.
Yes, yes. You know, sometimes you have expectations in there, and you see certain things on film, and then when you get in there, it's different. And it can puzzle you for a second. You know, it gives you it's a hard time to really find your rhythm and get in the groove, man. You got to be mentally tough inside that ring, and you got to have multiple layers to your game to be able to make adjustments for your favor, in your favor, right? Make adjustments. Good uppercut right there. See, now that's what I'm talking about. Delgado now is reacting. So, see, a lot of times you got to be able to punch in between those shots or block and shoot, catch and shoot. And Delgado's doing none of that. All he's doing is playing defense right now. Those are opportunities that he's missing against Sanchez.
And we're getting to the midpoint of this fight, Tim, and Delgado's still not in a rhythm.
Delgado's looking for that uppercut. He's looking for Sanchez leaning forward. If you're leaning forward a little bit over that front knee, over that center line, he's going to look to set you up with an uppercut.
What's more worrisome about how Delgado's looking is not only is his offense stagnant, Tim, but he's there to be hit on the counter. There's no defensive movement. That does a nice right uppercut.
There it is.
And a left hook, and now a right hand. And this is what makes Lindolfo Delgado different. If he gets power on you, you're going to feel it.
That's exactly what he was setting up from the opening of this round, was that uppercut. He started using it more and more. He's seeing Sanchez lean forward over his center line. His head is in front of that front knee. It's a perfect opportunity, whether you have the high guard or not, for an uppercut. And Delgado sneaking that uppercut right up the middle.
But there's a right hand from Carlos Sanchez.
Yeah, but Delgado doesn't seem bothered by it this time. He feels that those punches are starting to weaken a bit.
There's a nice right hand.
Behind the head.
And down goes Sanchez, right on the ear.
4, 5,
I wonder if Sanchez
6,
turned his head.
7, 8. Ready to go. Walk to me. Want to continue? Yeah.
The answer from Sanchez here was affirmative. He does want to continue against Lindolfo Delgado, who can't get careless here because Sanchez is still dangerous. Good round for Lindolfo Delgado as Carlos Sanchez goes back to his corner after going down. Hey, don't get desperate. It was behind your head, right? Take a deep breath. Hey, don't get crazy. Defense first. Don't throw anything hard. Just keep working him. But you got to keep walking that ring smart. He's very comfortable right now. Come on, I need you to close your guard. Move your head. Don't pull straight back. Answer him.
Let's see this punch right here. He throws a left hook right there, off balance, keeping his head centered. But you see the jab, and that punch was right behind the head. Looked like it was, yep, right behind the head right there. To be honest with you, he actually turned his head. So that's a legal blow right there. If you turn your head away from the shot like that and it lands on there, on the back of your head, that's a legal punch.
And as we are now at the halfway mark of this fight, a good start for Carlos Sanchez. May have been up on the scorecards, and now that 10-8 round really puts the fight into play here for the second half.
Yeah, let me elaborate on that, because I think people are going to get confused. A punch behind the head is illegal.
Yes.
But if your opponent turns his head, then what can the ref do?
And the punch was already flying.
Yes. There's nothing that the ref can do. So that's when it becomes a legal blow.
That one, once again, you see how Sanchez is turning his head inwards when he throws a punch, and Delgado once again lands right behind the neck.
Yes.
And it's not like he's pulling him in or anything like that. It's Sanchez moving himself in that position.
Moving himself in that position, exactly. You can see, look at Delgado's eyes now.
Yes.
He had success. Now look at his eyes. Look at his posture. Look like he's in total control right now.
You mentioned it early, Tim. It was body language from Delgado that was really off.
But you know, energy.
Yes.
The energy. You know what I mean? Like I didn't see the energy coming from him. It seemed like he was a little bit too laxed in there.
A knockdown will wake you up, but it may also wake up your opponent who is dropped. So we'll see how both fighters react to that knockdown in the 5th round.
He's looking for that right uppercut again. Look at him.
Nice right uppercut once again from Lindolfo Delgado.
But he doesn't feel threatened now. You know, Sanchez has slowed down a bit. He's broken him down. It's the 6th round right now. And Delgado's in complete control right now. And he's comfortable inside the pocket. You see those punches? Not a lot of steam on those shots now.
And you mentioned that early, Tim, in that 5th round about Delgado not being worried about that shot, and it created an opportunity for a knockdown. Once again, they both exchange punches, and you see Delgado getting the better of the exchanges now.
He is, but he just got to be careful, that left hook. It has a mind of his own coming from Sanchez. Sanchez let that thing go from any position.
And much like you were saying in the lab, Tim, about how Oscar Valdez crouches down to generate that power. That's what I saw in that last sequence, was Delgado, or Sanchez crouching down and catching Delgado.
Yeah, and see, wherever the head goes, the weight's going to transfer. If your head goes back, your weight's going to transfer it back. If it's leaning forward, it's on your front leg. It's on your lead leg.
Delgado landed a nice right to the ribs of Sanchez there.
So you're able to come up and push off that back foot and generate a massive amount of power and leverage on your shot.
Break, I got it. Obey the bell here.
Excellent round for Lindolfo Delgado. We talked about him
alone. I think it does something that maybe possibly connect him to his father this way by being alone. So, hey, everybody's different. This is the way he's able to cope with his stress.
And what Tim is referring to is the fact that before his father passed away, Liam Wilson promised him he would become a world champion. Tonight he gets an opportunity to fight for the interim WBO junior lightweight title, as Emmanuel Navarrete, who vanquished both Liam Wilson and Oscar Valdez, is now moving up to 135 pounds to challenge for the vacant WBO lightweight title. Down goes Sanchez, a short left hook, face first. Not a good place to be.
You fall in your face, is pretty much over.
Yep, exactly. Anytime you see a fighter's face, scrub the bottom of that canvas with his nose, he may not be getting up.
He may not get up.
It's okay, guys.
It's a great finish.
Hit or quitter.
Yeah, it was a great finish, I think, for Delgado. I know he wasn't having his way early on, but again, you got to be able to stay resilient. You got to stay strong and find a way to get yourself back into the fight. But when you have that type of punching power, see, now that's the difference. Some guys don't have that punching power to be able to do that, but Delgado does, and that's what makes him different and always dangerous inside the ring. And he was able to land that shot, and that right there brought his hope up, brought his energy up, and he started making his marching forward and started dictating the pace and started putting leather on this man, and it just made him cough it up, to be honest with you. Made him cough it up.
It's a fight of momentum, of confidence, and this is what happens when you have
again,
that
he kept
confidence.
turning. I was just about to say he keeps turning his back right here. You see the uppercut? I don't know. Let me see what happens.
Yep.
Ooh, he got caught right on the chin. Oh, a short, crisp right hand. This time you see Delgado, he didn't loop it. It wasn't a wide shot. It was a short, compact punch. Boom, right on the chin. And it was actually in between the left hook that was being thrown. That's brilliant stuff right there, man. Well timed. It was almost like he knew he was going to throw that left hook. He shortened his right hand on the inside and catching him right on that chin.
You talked about adjustments. He'd been getting hit by that left hook from the first round. And Tim,
and he killed him with it.
We talked about how Carlos Sanchez turned his head. He turned into that shot, and Lindolfo caught him with that momentum and put him out.
Yes, he never saw that punch coming because his head was turned the other way as he was throwing a shot. And Delgado threw his shorter, quicker, precise right on the chin. And when you land on that chin, I don't care who you are, you're going to feel it. And that's what you just saw right now.
Lindolfo Delgado gets his 15th knockout victory in 20 professional wins. And more importantly, his 4th over his last 9 fights. After starting his career with 11 consecutive knockouts, he's starting to find his power and his confidence once again. So Lindolfo Delgado with the victory here at the Desert Diamond Arena.
Look, it's not a 4-round fight. It's not a 1-round fight. It's a 10-round fight. That's what it is. So Delgado took his time. He got into his rhythm, and once he found his rhythm and started finding his mark, then it's all she wrote. Beautiful work, man. I like it.
Absolutely. You have 30 minutes to work. He let Sanchez do the early work, and then he put in the heavy work. And that's all that matters at the end. The knockout in the 7th round. The official time with Mark Chinook.
Ladies and gentlemen, here inside the Desert Diamond Arena in Glendale, Arizona. This bout comes to a conclusion at 48 seconds of round number 7. For your winner by knockout, Lindolfo Delgado!
The Mexican Olympian continues to prove that he is more than just a puncher. He figured things out here in round 6 and 7 and gets the stoppage victory to continue his unbeaten run as a pro.